Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you are doing well. I missed you last week. I have been at my new position and needed a break for 1 week. And so we're back. And as you can see, I am with someone very special. I wanted to remind you that next week we are on makeup week. So there are no regular lessons unless you need one from our snow that came up recently. And so if you have that, we will see you then. We also have convocation that's going to be in 2 weeks. So it won't obviously be next week, but it'll be in 2 weeks. And yeah, we have our faculty recital coming up in March and some other really good, exciting things coming up soon. So please join us for that. We do also have a Pilates class that is meeting every Friday at 7. So I will be changing soon to go and teach that, but please, you are invited to come to that Pilates class. So I wanted to introduce to you one of our dear teachers, Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy is our violin and viola teacher, and she's been with us for a while now. And actually, she and her husband both teach at the school. He teaches cello and violin and viola as well. So it's really cool to have a husband and wife team. Um, and so, Cindy, again, thank you for coming on today. I wanted you to come on for a while, and I'm so glad you were able to do it now. So, tell everybody about your background, if you don't mind, in music.
Certainly. Well, basically, I started playing piano and violin in sixth grade. Um, but the thing that's sort of led me in that direction is my dad was a percussionist and he loved jazz. So he played jazz at home all the time. I always had music going when he was home and around. And so everybody in fifth grade took a little ear training test and I got a perfect score. So everybody was after me. And I picked the violin because it was small and I could carry it on the bus.
So you picked the violin because it was small and you could carry it.
Yes, yes, that's the truth. That's the true story. But I stuck with it because obviously I liked it. And I
Yeah.
liked being in orchestra and playing music.
So were you when you first started out, did you take lessons or were you just in an orchestra?
Not for a while. No, I took lessons kind of in the middle of 10th grade, started in 10th grade. Because at that point, I was starting to think maybe this might be something I would do because I liked to teach when I was a kid. And, you play games. If it was school, I was the teacher all the time.
So you
So
decided in 10th grade that that's what you wanted to do. And so you thought, let me get some
heading in that,
lessons.
yes, yes.
And how did it change your life at that point? I mean, you had been in orchestra.
Well, I found out there was a whole lot that I didn't know yet, so I had a lot of work to do, and
Yeah.
it did pay off. It took a while, but as long as you keep trying and want it something, you'll get better at it. And
Yeah.
I did eventually. So,
So I'm sorry. I know you probably told me this before, but are you from North Carolina?
no, at this point we were in Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my
Yeah,
dad was
fellow
a
Texan.
petroleum engineer, so we lived in New Orleans and Houston down on the Gulf Coast.
Oh, wow. Okay. So did you go to school, grade school in Texas?
Grade school in New Orleans, basically, middle school and high school in Texas, and then college at the University of North Texas, which is
Okay.
north of Dallas area.
I know. I was just saying that we have that in common. We're both Texans.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny. And then, my mom went to school in New Orleans or near New Orleans, LSU. So we
Yes.
have those in common. So, and Texas has a great music system. It has a great orchestral and band and chorus system in school. And so you got that experience and then you were taking lessons. So tell me a little bit about your college experience.
Yes. Well, I started college at the bottom in the back of the second violin section, but I had a wonderful violin professor, and I mean, he just taught me an incredible amount. So I ended up in the first violins. And the other thing is, since I took taken piano lessons all the way through middle school and high school, I had a very good theory background, and I really liked music history. So understanding how the music worked and the forms and types of pieces, that was very interesting to me. So we were playing entire symphonies, entire Beethoven, Shostakovich symphonies and orchestra. So that was a pretty amazing experience.
So when you started to teach yourself, so Cindy was a band director, I mean, an orchestra director for many years, including in the area in Wake County, correct?
Yes, I taught in White County for 17 years.
Yeah. And so did you talk about the history of it at all when you were in orchestra, or basically were you focused on the performance part?
No, I was doing all middle school in Wake County. So, you could throw a little bit in here and there, but, the majority of the time was just trying to teach and get pieces together so kids could have a good concert and
Gotcha.
which means of course they had to understand what they were doing.
Yes. Yes. But also, Cindy is a brilliant player. She plays
Oh,
viola
thank
and violin. And so she's the principal of is it the Raleigh Community
Raleigh Community Orchestra, yes.
Orchestra? And so I've seen her play many a time, and she's very, very talented. What is your what is your favorite thing though about teaching violin and viola?
Oh, well, my favorite thing about teaching is whatever instrument they're playing is when you get to a point where they all of a sudden you can see that they just get it. Or you find a piece that they absolutely love and they're so excited to play. It's the same thing, in orchestra, if you find pieces that the group is really excited to play. That's my favorite point because then
Yeah,
everybody
it's
feels
like that connection moment, right? Like you feel like
yes.
that connection and that also you have sparked at that interest, because sometimes students when they're young, sometimes they are being that parents are guiding them into lessons and maybe they don't 100% know that that's what they want to do, but then something
Right.
like that happens and it's like everything changes, you
Yes.
know? And
Yes. And you
so,
find to find the thing that they really like, something that
yes.
really
What do you think what do you think your strength is as a teacher?
my strength is relationships.
Oh,
I like, getting to know them and understand, how they think and what makes them tick, because then I can teach them better because you can't teach everyone the same way. You
yeah.
have the same goals, the same things you want them to learn, but you teach them all, like they're all the same person.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I completely agree. I would say would you agree with me that maybe you're a little bit on the introverted side?
thoroughly. But since I taught, I mean, it was really teaching, developing my teacher personality was more extroverted
Oh,
than I
gotcha.
am normally. So,
Got you. No, I find that you are very I do think you have a really strong connection with your students. And sometimes I have found, not always, but sometimes I found it's the ones who are introverted that are able to do that. You're listening more. You're uh,
oh,
paying attention to
huh.
nuance and like you're really focused on the connection part and not as much about the talking part.
Oh yes, that's definitely, I'm not the talker.
Well, and Cindy also does something really cool at all of our recitals. She has her students, they all do an ensemble together. So it's a really cool opportunity because a lot of the lessons are one-on-one. And so Cindy brings them together so they get to work in a small ensemble. And that's even different than being in a big orchestra when you say that being in a small chamber
Yes.
group. How would you say is the biggest, like, what is the biggest difference do you find between working in that small ensemble versus working in a big orchestra or on their own?
Oh, well, I hadn't really thought about that, but it is easier to fix things in a smaller ensemble than in a really large group. But yeah, I guess I do it, but partly because I miss teaching orchestra a bit, and also because it's just different when you play in a group. Then it's not all about you, and you learn to listen to other people, and it's eye-opening
Yeah.
experience to a lot of kids.
Yes, yes. And I think it's such a treat for these students to hear it's usually at the end of our recital. And
Yes.
so, and I'm always surprised that you can get a group of students to meet together on any kind of regular basis. But the fact is they're able to do it, and it's such a treat. It's such a treat for us. And
Thank you.
again, I don't think they get very often that experience to work in a small ensemble. So I really think that's a cool experience. Is there anything that you want the community, the audience, whoever's watching this to know about what you offer as a teacher and what, in your lessons?
Oh, tough question. Um, Basically, I just want you to know that I really like my students and I really get to know them. That's important to me as
Definitely.
much as teaching music. Yes, that they have a good relationship and I'm someone that they could talk to if they want to.
Yeah. You are a huge advocate for your students. Cindy is very organized, and I'm not. So it's very so very helpful. And I will just mention this that Cindy and her husband did something amazing for the school this past summer, and I will forever remember that and be thankful for that. And seriously, there is no doubt in my mind how much she cares about this community. And I just want to thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Well, on that note, I guess we're going to stop here. But if you're interested in taking lessons with Cindy or any of the violin or string faculty, please reach out to hello@raleigh-school-of-music.com and we would be glad to talk to you. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Bye.